What's up, everybody, and welcome back to episode number 30 of the HMA Fantasy Wrestling Podcast. I am your host, Jacob Hughley, and I'm joined today and, a lot recently by these hosts of gentlemen, starting with Jack Mueller. How you doing today, Jack?
I'm doing well. Just hanging out.
Just vacationing in a different spot about every week.
Yeah. No, I actually went on a run today, and recently, every time I run, I go far and then I come back. It's a 4-mile run, 2 miles back, or 2 miles out, 2 miles back. So no matter what the length is, as soon as I start turning around, I actually have to crap my pants, like that. And so today, I was galloping back, oh no. Get me home. And I made it, but it was close. It was real close.
I'm so glad I could be a part of your morning.
You're welcome, man.
That was great. All right. I don't know how we get past the galloping crap story, but
dude, it's every time I run. It's terrible.
Maybe you should consider taking some precautions before you run in order to not get to that point. I don't know.
Do a warm-up jog for my run?
It might be a warm-up crap. I don't know.
I just need a treadmill right next to a toilet, to be honest. Sick of these outdoor runs.
Wow. All right. Well, somehow we got to move on from that. So, Seth, how are you doing today?
I don't got any funny crap and stories today, but I'm doing pretty well.
All right. Good to hear everything's taken care of from that point of view. All right, Earl, how are you doing?
I'm doing good. I was on the exercise bike this morning, so if that would have been an issue, could have solved that real quick.
Yeah. Wow. All right. Well, I'm trying to decide what I'm gonna do today. And I had two things kind of set aside that I'm picking between. I either want to run a 5K today or do 1,000 push-ups. And
both.
It's both.
All
right.
Now you got to.
Easy decision. There we go. I got to start working out as soon as this is done. But yeah, my wife thinks I'm crazy because I've gotten into listening to, or I read this book. I don't remember exactly what it's called, but it's like Living with a Navy SEAL. And this guy, obviously pays this Navy SEAL, toughest dude in the world, to come live with him and train him for a month. And so I've been reading this thing, and every day I'll read something. I'm like, oh, that's a cool workout, and I'll go do it. My wife thinks I'm absolutely crazy, but it's a lot of fun. So whatever. But before we get into it, I was interested. You guys have seen all of the upcoming matchups, right? Between fight.com and then also Flow, the upcoming Flow card. I just real quick want to get you guys' take on what you think's going to go down with those. We'll just start off with the Flow card. I mean, the fight one comes first, but the Flow card, you got Dake Chamizo, Taylor Downey, and is it Pletcher Ashnault, right?
I don't know why I thought that's it. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
I shook my head no, but it's it.
It is indeed it.
I just always want to doubt Jacob.
He really does. Every time I say something, just the whole time, Jack's like, no, it's not right. It's not right. Doesn't matter what I say. But yeah, start at the top. Dake Chamizo, how do you guys see that playing out?
I think it's 79. You got to go Dake. I think that they're pretty good. It's going to be a defensive matchup for sure. They're both unreal there, but I think that weight advantage, right? Chamizo's been moving up every year, but I think 79 is a little heavy for him still.
Yeah, for sure. I don't know, man. I don't think I can, unless Burroughs is obviously the big conversation, but unless it's Burroughs, I don't see me picking against Dake in any situation until proven otherwise.
Yeah, it's tough for me because Chamizo is one of my favorite dudes to watch, hands down. He's just exciting, and I love his stuff. But yeah, I agree. It's hard to pick against how Dake won the world championships, and 79's his weight, not Chamizo's. So I don't know. I think it's gonna be. If it was 74, yeah, I think we got a match. I think that's good. That would be a heck of a match. But 79's a different story.
Yeah, for sure. Because then Dake would be coming in sucking a little bit more weight, and Chamizo would be kind of, at his own weight. I think for sure. But what about Taylor Downey? Man, I wish that Flo would have went with Taylor when he asked for, was it 2 4-minute periods and no text?
And no tech. Oh my gosh, it would have been. Oh man.
I would have loved that. Like, come on, give the people what they want. I think everybody in the world wants that except for Downey.
I don't know, because I mean, even him, he was like, he said on their Instagram, he was like, "I'm ready to do it. Let's do it."
Well, like my thought was obviously, no tech falls. Like, that's definitely something that DT wants. I thought would be interesting is go 2 4-minute periods, no techs, and then throw in like 2 5-point bombs or a pin are the only way to stop the match. Because I think, Downey's going to be looking upper body trying to get some kind of a throw, which is not going to happen, but at least that gives him a little bit of incentive and something to push for. Get a couple of bombs. Not going to happen.
If he got 2 5-point, you have a better chance of winning the lottery than Downey getting 2 5s against.
100%. But I'm saying
anybody getting 2 5s against David Taylor.
I was just
never
thinking,
gonna happen.
I was just thinking though, like what can we throw in there to like give Downey a little bit of something to push for, I don't know, but
they can have like a crap talking thing right before the match and get points for that or something.
I don't know, man. Like Downey is obviously the king of crap talk, but like as soon as this thing was announced, it's like he's just thankful that he got it, and it's almost like a bunch of like Conor McGregor type comments, like talking about how he got the money and like just completely dropped off all the crap talk. Like, I mean, there's been some here and there, but like the dude is very out there and loves to talk crap. And I feel like he's scared. I don't know.
I don't know if he's scared.
I don't
think
know,
a
man.
guy like that isn't scared. But David Taylor, I mean,
not scared,
he's the
but
clear
like
favorite.
Not scared, but it's really hard to talk a bunch of crap like he's used to when he knows he's going to lose. That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know. Is it just me, or do you guys feel like the crap talk kind of like slowed down after that?
We still got a lot of time before the match, and I mean,
he's got a match before that too, doesn't he?
Yeah,
He's wrestling. He's wrestling this weekend.
Yeah.
I mean, you say he's going to lose. I mean, athlete that level, he's convinced himself he does everything, the best of his abilities. He can win the match, regardless of whether we think it's realistic or not.
For sure.
Totally agree with that. Totally agree.
What about the last one, Pletcher Ashnault?
Yeah, I was actually going to wrestle Pletcher out there, and then Ashnault was going to wrestle Jo, and then I had some stuff come up with my wedding stuff and planning, and it wasn't a good idea to leave that weekend, so I didn't go. But I think Ashnault for sure in that one for me.
Yeah,
I think size is Ashnault's favor, and just Ashnault's a lot of quick finishes where I think he can avoid Pletcher's flexibility, and he stays in good position. So I don't think Pletcher's going to see a lot of opportunities to get to his kind of high crotch stuff.
Fletcher's not a big freestyler either, at least at this point. So I wrestled him in freestyle, and I tagged him.
Did you? What weight was that at? Was that
61? Yeah, it was. Yeah, a couple years ago.
Yeah, and then I'd say he had a little experience. I think at U23s last summer. He lost to Ironman.
Yeah, he made the finals and he beat him a match.
He beat him a match, and that was, I mean, the only reason Ironman beat him was because it was straight freestyle scores. Like he was getting a lot of 4-pointers off his high crotches, things like that. But that was a pretty crazy series if you guys haven't watched it.
Yeah, it's a really good one. Really good one.
Has Ashnault's knee healed completely back up? Hopefully.
I think so.
Because was it an ACL or what was that situation? Do you guys know?
I don't recall what it was, but Yeah, I think he's been back at it for a while now.
Yeah, I think it's about a year right now since then.
We got to finish up by talking about the big one next weekend, though.
Yeah, for sure. So was it June 28th? So is that Sunday?
Yep.
Yeah.
No, that's 3 days. What is that? Yep, Sunday.
Sunday. So that one, just rolling through the matchups real quick. You got Jo Nolf headlining the card, and then Pletcher Lugo, Downey, Joe Rao, Palacio, Dylan Ness, Zane Richards, Zach Sanders, Brett Farr, Zach Bronigal, Nazar Kolchiski, Danny Bronigal, Nick Dardanes, Mitch McKee, and that rounds out the card. So, yeah, I don't know what matches out of that are you guys super excited to see?
Jo and Nolf all day. It's gonna be a good one.
Yeah, for sure. I think for me, I'm really excited to see Palacio Ness. I think that's just going to be wild. Like, literally anything could happen. Yeah, that one's going to be fun.
I
But
don't know. Have either of them really been training at all?
That's what I was wondering. I think both these Palacio's been getting some homeless wrestler matches
Yeah.
in, but I think that's it.
yeah, if we count kicking people's butts on the sidewalk in random places on the beach, yeah, then Palacio's been training hard. Isn't Ness still up there with the Storm though?
So I don't know because their RTC's been shut down, so I don't know. They might have moved it somewhere so they could get some practices in. So I'm sure it would have been tricky for everybody, but yeah, I think both those guys stay in shape at least. And,
I'm kind of excited for McKee Dardanes, like old
Yes.
versus sort of thing.
mhm.
McKee's really good at freestyle too.
Dude, his head pinch,
Yeah.
man.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
I got put in that once in practice and it sucked. It hurt so bad.
Yeah, dude. My freshman year of college, dude, I wrestled him in freestyle probably 5 or 6 times within a couple months. And
Oh, geez. You wrestled him for the junior team spot, right?
yeah, yep. So he pinned me in Las Vegas, and so he head pinched me, and then like came out and like I got in like a split up position, missed it, and then I hit a double, and this dude just launched me, pinned me, and then I wrestled him. I had to go through the challenge bracket the next week, and we wrestled best out of 3 in the finals. That was a crazy series too, kind of like that Ironman Pletcher one where I think the last match it was like 14-13 or something in the third one.
Jeez.
Well, how do you guys see Jo and Nolf going?
I've been
got
back and
JO.
forth. Yeah, I'm going Jo. I think size favors Nolf, but Jo is good,
Not
man.
small.
Yeah,
ain't
Jo,
small.
he fills out good. I don't know, man. He's so good.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's really, really good. I mean, I think Nolf's gonna be amazing in a couple of years in terms of freestyle, but right now it seems like he's not like at Jason Nolf folk style level.
Well, I just think it's interesting because like this is obviously, if it's the same dude as we recently saw, this is the best Jordan Oliver we've seen. And then Jason Nolf, like you're saying, like definitely, a couple years kind of grow into the weight. I think it'd be great for him, but I just feel like we don't really know what we're gonna get. Like we haven't seen him that much, and like when we did, we saw him. Was it World Team Trials, and he got hurt. I mean, I think he was hurt for like a good bit of those matches that we saw him freestyle too. So like,
He still kind of pushed Imar. Was it Imar?
Yeah, it was Imar. He took match 2 with like a big. Yeah, it was like I think might have been a head pinch, like a big 4 or 5 point throw right there at the end to win.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, but anyways, both of those cards are going to be awesome. I'm super stoked about both of them. Although the one with Flo I like a little bit better since I don't have to pay extra money for. Already got that subscription, but Fight.tv at Rumble on the Rooftop is going to be awesome. $20 for that card is not that much, and I'm excited to watch that stuff, man. But we do have our own stuff to talk about, and so we probably should get there at some point. And we'll go ahead and get to it with the bracket real quick, just showing, getting back to our NCAA Champion Duals. We currently have one team in the semifinals. 2005 took out 2015 20-12 with the help of Mr. Joe Dubuque last episode. It was awesome having him on, man. He's, it's a lot like having Earl on. He's a wealth of knowledge. Yeah, it was really cool to have him on. And now we're going to jump down, and the 4 and 5 seeds, 2018 and 2016, are going to hit. And we're going to settle more of a recent couple of teams and see who's better. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into this thing, man. I'm excited to talk about it, especially because these guys are all very recent and everybody knows them. But here we go. Number 4, the 2018 team. Seth, can you fill us in just on who's in this 2018 lineup?
Yeah, we got Spencer Lee. We got me at 133. Yanni Diakomahalis, Zane Rutherford, Jason Nolf, Vincenzo Joseph, Zahid Valencia, Bo Nickel, Mike Machiavello, and Kyle Snyder.
All right. And then on the other end, the number 5 team, 2016, Jack Mueller. Fill us in. Who's on the 2016 team?
So coming in at 25, we got Nico Megaludis, then Nashawn Garrett, Dean Heil, Zane Rutherford, Isaiah Martinez, Alex Daringer, Miles Martin, Gabe Dean, Jaden Cox, Kyle Snyder.
All right. And if you guys notice, I believe last episode, we do have 2 matchups this time that are going to be runner-up battles. 149 pounds, Zane Rutherford is both teams here. And also 285, Kyle Snyder is also on both teams. So for both of those matchups, when we get there, I'm going to fill in the guys that were the runner-ups, and we'll talk about runner-ups there. But any way we want to look at it, let's take our pick at what's the match we want to talk about last.
Dude, this 2018 team is stacked.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Maybe Chenzo Derringer.
Yeah, I could get on board with that. Yeah, I could do that.
Or Nolf Martinez and Vincenzo Derringer last 2.
That's what I was thinking. Both of them are going to be good ones. We can end off on both those 2 if you guys are cool with it.
Yeah.
Awesome. So let's start at 174 pounds, where we're going to have 2018 Zahid Valencia versus 2016 Miles Martin. Seth, fill us in 2018 Zahid Valencia.
So this was Zahid's sophomore year. So he lost to Mark Hall his freshman year in the finals, and then he came back and really put it on Mark. The score of that match was 8-2. So that was kind of unbelievable. I don't think Mark's been beat like that his whole college career. So that was really impressive, but he was on fire that whole year. He knocked off Mine in the semis, Bernstein before that, and Brucky in the round of 16.
Awesome. And on the other side of things, Miles Martin. Jack, fill us in.
Yeah, so Miles was the champ as the 11 seed. And I mentioned this stat earlier. He only beat 1-seeded wrestler to get to the finals. He beat the 6th seed, but he went through 2 unseeded wrestlers in the quarters and the semis to wrestle Bo Nickel in the finals, where he hit that beautiful throw. He was pretty good this year. He beat Nate Jackson twice in the Big Tens, who was the only guy to beat Bo that year other than Miles. And, yeah, that's Miles.
All right. So, man, getting into this one, it's freshman Mymar versus, was that junior Zahid? Earl, what do you think about this matchup?
Yeah, I think that's the big thing you have to take into consideration is it is freshman Miles Martin. He had a great match against Nickel, took advantage of, some situations right there. But, all in all, Zahid was just dominant that year. And, he beat Mark Hall really like he had never beaten him, I think, before or since during that NCAA final. So I'm going to Zahid all day.
Yeah, I'm gonna jump in. I say Zahid, and I got a major in this match. I think Zahid just matchup wise, this dude is one dude that can probably move better than Miles out there, and I think he would take advantage of that. And this was one of the years Zahid was a Hodge runner up this year, Hodge finalist, and he was undefeated. I think this was his only undefeated season. Obviously, this year he was undefeated, but yeah, so he was unreal this year.
Yeah, I'll get behind that. I'll go Zahid Major.
Yeah, I'm cool with the major as well. I think these guys wrestled very recently in, was that U.S. Open or I can't remember which tournament, Senior Nationals, something. I can't remember which tournament they wrestled in recently, but Zahid ended up winning after Miles Martin took out Deringer, and it was a fun match to watch. But yeah, again, at this point in their careers, I'm going major decision Zahid. So we've got a major decision for Zahid Valencia in that case, and we'll get moving on. And so 184 pounds, we're going to hit a matchup where we actually saw this in the finals one year. We're going to have Bo Nickel from 2018 and Gabe Dean from 2016. Jack, do you want to start us off with Gabe Dean?
Yeah, so this was his second national title. He was third in 2014, losing to Ed Ruth in the semis after beating him in the scuffle finals. Then he was the champ in 2015, beating Tim Dudley, Sam Brooks, Vic Avery, and Nate Brown to win it. And then he was the champ in 2016, beating Pete Renda and Tim Dudley to take the title in 2016.
All right. And on the other end of things, Bo Nickel, Seth, tell us about him.
So this is Bo Nickel got his revenge on Miles Martin in the finals. Actually, didn't they no, they didn't wrestle the year before in the finals. But so this is 2018. He beat Martin. This is when he had the crazy, he got put to his back and somehow hit that nasty move, flipped him over, pinned Miles Martin. He beat Max Dean actually in the quarters that year, and then he beat a bounder in the semis. And he didn't win the Hodge. Zane won it this year, right?
Yeah, that's correct.
So he was another one that was up there for the Hodge this year, undefeated season, and yeah, he was on fire that year. His closest match at Nationals was 6-3 to a bounder in the semis.
Yeah. Man, I mean, it's a weird situation. Like, obviously they met in the finals that one year and Bo Nickel won. And I think from there, though, like, this is a year earlier for Gabe Dean and obviously a year after for Bo Nickel. And I think that just Bo Nickel just got so much better from that year on. He just kept getting better. And so I'm going to pick Bo Nickel here. I think it's going to be maybe like a 2 or 3 point win. He kind of not controls, like dominates, but like he gets a controlled win in the match, but it is still close.
Yeah, I'm on board with that.
I've got Bo as well. I think it might be dominant.
What was the score of the year they did wrestle? Because it was, 2 takedowns or 1?
I think it was a 1 point match.
Yeah, I think it was one point.
It was like 3-2 or 4-3 or something like that in the finals.
Okay.
But all right, so Earl, which way are you going?
Yeah, I mean that senior year for Gabe Dean, he was probably the Hodge Trophy winner, or maybe no, he wasn't going to win it because of Zane, but he was up there, and Bo beat him. So a year later for Bo, I don't see anything changing.
It was 4-3. Match was 4-3.
Jack had to look it up because he doubted me yet again.
No, I just wanted to know.
All right. Well, we got Bo Nickel. We got Bo Nickel by decision here. And we'll keep moving. 197 pounds. Mike Mock of NC State for the 2018 team, and Jaden Cox on the other end of things for 2016. So, Seth, start us off with Mike Machiavello.
So this was Mike Machiavello's one and only national title. What was he seeded? He was seeded 4 that year. He beat Rashid. He beat Kyle Conal, and then he ended up beating Hott in the finals. And, he was one that he just had a really good tournament, really put it together at the end of the year. And he was consistent throughout his career. He was never, that top guy, but he was always right in there in the top tier guys. And he broke through his senior year and got the national title.
All right. And Jack, tell us about this guy, Jaden Cox, that nobody knows about.
So this was his second? Yeah, this was his second national title where he beat Morgan McIntosh in the finals. He got fifth the year before, losing to Snyder and then McIntosh back to back. He beat Brett Farr in the semis this year. Just a really good all around season. I think he was the second seed going into the tournament. So
Yeah. All right. Well, I'm gonna throw it to Earl. Earl, what are you thinking on this one?
Yeah, I love Mike Mock, the whole story behind him, growing into an NCAA champion. But, at the end of the day, it's got to be all Jaden Cox. I just don't see Machiavelli being able to create any offense, get any finishes against Jaden. It would be a one-sided match, but 3 or 4 point win for Jaden. He's not a guy that really, majored or pinned your All-American type guys. So one-sided decision for Cox.
Yeah, and I'll jump on. I got nothing but nice things to say about Machiavelli. That dude is one of the nicest dudes I've ever met, and awesome guy. But I think that Cox is just one of the best and super hard to score on and picks and chooses. But he picks and chooses, gets a couple takedowns in the match, and wins it.
yeah, I've got Cox, best defensive wrestler right now.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm on board with that. I think, I don't think it's a major decision. I think one thing that I did look at, though, was this year he did take a big step up in bonus percentage. His first 2 years hovered around like 43% bonus, and then his last two, starting with this one, went to 68%. So he definitely jumped up with the bonus here, but I'm with Earl, and he doesn't really bonus the big names here. So I'm going to –
yeah, I'd say Missouri's schedule probably isn't, he's not wrestling top guys week in and week out.
Yeah. He definitely turned it on. When he hit the biggest names, he like you're saying, he had controlled wins. He won by, 4 or 5 points, but he didn't necessarily push to get the major. But yeah, Mike Mock is about the nicest dude in the world. I remember that year I went to the NC State after party after the finals. And just because I knew a guy that knew a guy, right? We just kind of almost snuck in, nobody knew who we were. And he walks in and literally walks around and hugs every person in the room. And he was just so excited that, obviously he had won and everything. Dude walks up and gives me a big hug. And I had never seen this man in my life. He had no idea who I was. It was really funny, but super nice dude. I got to hang around him a little bit while I worked over there. But Jaden's Jaden, man. Dude wins. And so Jaden Cox takes the win for 2016, and we'll move on to Snyder versus Snyder. I'm just kidding. We'll move on, and we'll replace these Snyder names with the runner-ups. Do you guys know the runner-ups off the top of your head, or do you?
Mine's
Gwizdowski.
So yeah, Kuhn and Gwizdowski. Cool. So Seth, fill us in on Adam Kuhn in 2018 because we're having to do runner-up versus runner-up here.
Yeah, was that Kuhn's senior year? I can't recall.
Yeah.
I believe so. But yeah, so this is the year that he actually beat Kyle Snyder. Was a huge deal. Kind of, everybody thought he was unstoppable, was going to beat it up on Kuhn, and then Kuhn was just massive and ended up getting the win on him. And then Snyder came back and beat him later in the season. But Kuhn was always just super, super consistent throughout his career. He had a little bit of a slip up. I don't know if it was injury or what his freshman year, but he was doing really well. And then he didn't have such a good end of the season, so not sure what happened there. But besides that, he did really well.
Yeah.
All right, Nick Gwizdowski. This was his fourth All-American year. He was 8th as a freshman, and then he was champ second. He beat Tony Nelson and Adam Kuhn in the finals. Gwizdowski kind of revolutionized the heavyweight into an athletic, strong build rather than just a big burly man. He really did revolutionize the weight, I think. And then I think Kyle Snyder took it to another level. But
What was the
Yes.
what was the score when these two wrestled in the finals?
7-6.
7-6. I remember that was a crazy heavyweight match. I think people forget about it because of the Gwiz Snyder one, but I think that was a crazy one. I
Yeah.
recall.
Yeah, I mean, just jumping in on it, I think that. I mean, I'm going to base my decision off of their matchups. But obviously, Gwiz won the head-to-head matchup. But thinking back to these Kyle Snyder finals with these two guys, obviously coming in, Kuhn had beaten Snyder that year, but I believe Snyder beat him in the Big Tens, and so that kind of like righted the wrong. And there was there was this shot that Kuhn could win, but everybody just kind of knew Snyder was going to win. He was, obviously, I don't know if you want to put odds on it, like Kuhn had like a 5% chance or whatever, but Snyder was the heavy favorite here. Whereas on the other end with Gwiz, I mean, Gwiz was a returning champ. Gwiz was the 1 seed. Snyder had just come off a world title, but he did lose in the NCAA finals the year before. And I think it was a lot more even. I think it just kind of depended on who you talked to, which way they swung, how they felt about it. And so I'm going to pick Gwizdowski in a close match, just like their head-to-head matchup was.
Yeah, so I think I'm slightly leaning that way. I'd say that it was a 7-6 match in 2017. I do think Kuhn got a little bit better. He did beat Kyle Snyder, something Gwiz didn't do, but Gwiz also only wrestled Snyder that one time.
And he had him on the ropes.
I'm thinking still. Earl, you made up your mind yet?
Yeah, so I'm thinking that Gwiz from 2016 is one of the best heavyweights of, I don't know, the last decade. He just happened to run into Kyle Snyder. And, for me, I'm thinking of Final X that year. Now, we don't like to bring the freestyle stuff into it, but for heavyweights, it's pretty relevant to, how these matches are going. And Gwiz was really able to pick apart Kuhn during that match. I thought it was going to be a little closer than it was, and I think Gwiz would probably do something similar.
For sure. I remember going into that match thinking, like, this is going to be a really good match, and Gwiz just kind of put it on him. What are you saying,
Yeah,
Jack?
I think I've got Gwiz. Like I said, I just think that he changed the game at that weight class.
All right.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, it's already decided. I think the thing that gets me stuck on is it's hard because, right, this is the year before they. Wait, no. What year was this for? This was Gwiz's senior year.
Yes, this was a year after they wrestled in the
Year
final.
after they wrestled. So yeah, I guess I'll go Gwiz.
All right. So we're all going Gwizdowski, which was 2016. So the 2016 gets the win here, and that's going to make it 6 points for 2016. I need to keep up with my scoring down here. Somebody should yell at me and keep me honest. I'm surprised Jack doesn't, because he's constantly, trying to undermine me. And
Gwiz also beat Kuhn 2016 3-2. So, I mean, their matches are always 1 point, I guess.
Yeah. Well, we'll circle around to the top. 7-6 in favor of 2018 at the moment. And we're going to hit Spencer Lee versus Nico Megaludis. 2018 Spencer Lee, Seth.
This is Spencer's freshman year. Started off, in red shirt, lost to Ronnie Bresser, lost to Tomasello, and then this dude was unstoppable come national tournament time. To go through what his national tournament was like that year, he teched Welch, he pinned Piccinini, he pinned Tomasello, and then he beat Suriano 5-1. So there's some decent dudes. He kind of tore apart that tournament, to say the least. So that was Spencer Lee, freshman year.
All right. Jack, about the other end of things, Nico.
This was Nico's senior year. He was this was his third finals appearance. He was the champ in 2016, beating Gilman in the finals. I still think, other than obviously winning it, I think his most impressive tournament was when he got third in 2014, when he lost to Nashon in the final or in the semis, but he beat Corey Clark, Darian Cruz, Eddie Clamara, Jared Patterson, and Joey Dance in his route to get third. Nico was flexible, had a really good sweep, really, really tough on his feet. Everyone was kind of rooting for him, I think, in 2016. So that's Nico.
For sure. It's definitely hard not to pull for a dude that's been in the finals twice and got second twice in a row, and he's in their senior year. Man, but I don't know. I mean, for me, it's not an easy decision. For me, it's an easy decision. I think Spencer Lee wins this match. I'm trying to decide if I'm going bonus or not. I mean, Nico definitely didn't get turned, really. But I mean, we saw him.
I don't think it's bonus.
Jack, you definitely have a biased point of view too. We're biased on either end of this one.
Yeah, I just don't like he's still a freshman and Nico's a fifth-year senior. I don't think that Nico gets bonus here. I do think it's Spencer, and I think it's pretty dominant, but I don't think it's like, I mean, when has Nico ever been beat like that?
But he also never wrestled anybody that probably had the top game of Spencer, but it's hard to compare him to anybody.
Here's what I'll say. These two are both from the same high school, Franklin Regional. So I imagine Nico probably, was a senior in high school, beating up on Spencer as a little kid. So I don't know if you have that big brother, little brother thing going on, where maybe there's a mental block if you're having senior Nico wrestling against him.
Yeah, no, that's a good point.
So I'm gonna go Nico.
What?
Wow.
Oh, nah, give me Spencer bonus points, man. He's tired of seeing Nico beat up on him every time that they wrestled growing up, and he finally gets a shot back at him when he's tearing through everybody else. So I'm gonna go Spencer, major decision, 8-9 point in a major decision right there at the end, gets maybe one turn to kind of push it into a major.
So I think that Spencer, just the way he turns it on when he needs to turn it on, and I don't think there'd be a mental block as far as wrestling this, right? He lost to Tomasello at the Big Tens, and then he beats him. He lost to Sebastian Rivera at the Big Tens, and then, well, I guess he didn't have to wrestle. Did he wrestle him 1 year after he lost him, or is that just the year you beat him?
That was just the year I beat him.
So I mean, he turns it on when he needs to turn it on, but I gotta go Spencer. I think Nico avoids giving up bonus points. I think it all depends. I think Spencer has a good chance of scoring on him because he hits his dump pretty well. I don't think that is going to let Nico kind of do his flexible stuff and getting those quick takedowns, I think, is going to favor Spencer. So I got Spencer winning a decision.
Spencer by decision.
Earl's crazy.
I don't see Nico getting turned, really.
Yeah. I think
He's
it's
like too
flexibility.
flexible.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're asking me who I think is better just in the grand scheme of things, I'd take Spencer. But I think just in this little one isolated matchup, I'd go with Nico just because of his experience with him.
I wish you said it earlier because I'd have gotten behind it just to piss off Jacob.
I mean, you can change.
But I can't go back on my word. I said Spencer, so I'll stick with it.
I don't think it's a terrible. I mean, I think Nico's got a fighting chance, right? He's got the experience. Obviously, he's a national champ finalist a couple times. I just think that matchup wise, I think Spencer matches up pretty good against him, and dude was on fire his freshman year.
Yeah, I'm giving you crap, but I don't think it's crazy either. I mean, out of the last 10 years, the guys that won 125, I think he's definitely I think Spencer's the best out of the last decade that won 125, but I think that Nico's right there with him as one of those guys that could actually hang with Spencer. But, I think that if Spencer finds a way to get the turn, then it starts getting out of hand. I think I don't know. I'll shut up. I'll stop talking. Spencer Lee wins by decision, and we'll move on to 133 pounds, where we have a familiar face, a familiar matchup that we've actually talked about before, and we might have one pissed off host, depending on which way it goes. But anyways, Seth Gross, Nashawn Garrett, we've talked about it before. We're going to talk about it again. We haven't had Earl's perspective, so we definitely are excited to get that one. But let's, Jack, start us off. Tell us about Nashawn Garrett.
So this was the year that Nashawn Garrett went off. It was his first year at 33, and only year at 33. He beat Nathan Kreiser, Earl Hall, returning champ Cody Brewer in about 30 seconds, and then Corey Clark to win it. I mean, this year Nashawn was I don't know. I always talk about him putting Cody Brewer on his back, letting him up, and then putting him back on his back and pinning him all within a minute. I think that says something in and of itself. So I'll just leave it at that. Nashawn Garrett.
Do we want to make Seth talk about himself, or should somebody else talk about Seth? Is the choice
Whatever
here.
you want, man.
Make Seth talk about himself.
All right, plead your case.
So I feel like I've argued this match too many times already, but this is 2018 me. I'd say this was my best year in college. Over an 80% bonus rate, undefeated at 133, Hodge finalist. Ended up losing a bumped up, wrestled Bryce Meredith. Ended up losing to him, close match. But yeah, besides that, I was at 133. The 2 years I wrestled 133, I lost 2 matches. One to Corey Clark and one to what's his name, Eric Montoya. That was the year before, and then this year beat everybody. But yeah, so I don't know if I want to start arguing this matchup. I've already said a lot about this before, so obviously I'm going with myself just to get that out there. And yeah, you guys can argue away.
Well, let's blow the doors off of it and piss you off. I would not, my wrestling integrity would not be intact, Jack, if I did not pick the way I picked last time. And so Nashawn,
we've done this one before, right?
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, this was our first one.
Yeah. Yeah, what a way to open it up with Seth on the show.
Well, I chose Seth, so I got to go Seth.
All right, there we go. Earl? I'm pretty sure last time I checked the Twitter poll, it was like 50-50 too, so.
No way.
53.6% Seth Gross.
Wow. So that's game. It's over.
So Seth is going to get the
Seth
win.
got the dub.
Hey, I want to hear what Earl has to say about that.
Yeah. Not off.
Y'all can still be friends.
No, that would be probably one of the most even matches I think we've talked about so far. I don't know. I think some of these would be pretty one-sided, but you got unique strengths for both guys. Good contrast. But yeah, Seth's year was super impressive, and I'm going with him.
I guess one what's it called? Matchup that we both wrestled was Earl Hall. He beat Earl Hall 5-0. I teched Earl Hall in the beginning of the second period.
Yeah, but
There's
Earl's
other
really good on
matchups.
his feet, and you're really good on top. And I know Earl's not very good on bottom.
Fair enough. Let's see. There's 2 others. There's got to be more.
Oh, there's another one that I think you're leaving out.
Oh, Corey Clark. Yeah. What about Cade Brock? I'm pretty sure Cade Brock was beaten. Was he beaten Nashawn when he injury defaulted?
It was tight.
It was a close match, and I never really. I mean, I had a couple close ones with Cade, but had his number most of the time.
I just think that Jack and Earl are starstruck sitting here beside Seth. If
I was in that weight class that
statistically,
obviously gonna take Seth.
Yeah, hey, statistically, it's a very, very close, and I had better bonus point rate. I guess that has to do with top rate. I don't know.
It is a different style, but can we talk about the head-to-head matchups?
in freestyle after. I mean, we could talk about it.
No, it's it would be I would love to see this matchup, folk style. These two guys go at it. I think it'd be a lot of fun. Freestyle is a different animal. That was still, like we talked about last time. Those freestyle matchups were probably two of my favorite freestyle matchups ever to watch.
Yeah, those were wild. I
Like-
was out of shape for those, but
Well, that's just
That's
definitely
dope.
like that's the equivalent of watching like a good MMA fight where two dudes just go out there and just stand and bang for like 5 minutes. Just throw punches. You and Nashon just went for it the whole time. It was a lot of fun to watch. I give you crap. I pick against you, but we love you, Seth.
it's all good. But yeah, no, those freestyle matches were wild.
Yeah.
Yeah, he had a little bit more of a gas tank and broke me, I think, in the last one.
Hey, maybe we'll get to see it again. I'm all for it. I'm here for seeing this again.
Yeah.
But we'll move on. Seth, you won this match. No thanks to me. But Seth wins the match, and we'll move to 141, where we have yet another matchup that we saw, not in the NCAA finals, but we have seen before at the NCAA tournament. 2018, Yanni Diakomihalis versus 2016, Dean Heil. Jack, kick us off with Dean Heil in 2016, since you're such a Dean Heil lover.
Oh, that's not true at all. Who did I choose him against?
You picked him against Yanni last time.
Did I really?
You did. Yeah.
How have they wrestled? Oh, I chose the later Dean Howe version. I chose 2017 over
No,
2019.
you picked because of the rule set.
I did.
What matchup was that in?
Yeah, when did they wrestle?
It was one
wrestled
of
in
these
2018.
duels. Yeah.
Yeah, it was one of these duels because I remember we said that we were going to
Was
judge
it
it with
2017,
without the
2019?
danger.
Was that a matchup?
I think so.
Yeah.
No, maybe.
It was,
Yeah.
it
this
was,
is this
it
is
was.
Yanni's
It was
freshman year.
2017.
Yep. It was 2017,
Really?
2019 in the
Yeah,
first round
yeah.
of this.
No, Yanni's a freshman in 2018.
No, yeah, but it was sophomore Yanni versus junior Dean.
Oh, you're
December
saying
one.
2019
This
Yanni,
one's
my bad.
sophomore Dean, freshman Yanni.
You picked sophomore Dean?
No, I picked junior. Wait,
Junior Dean over
no, I picked junior
freshman
Dean
over sophomore Yanni.
over sophomore Yanni.
Wow.
But there's an argument to be made that freshman Yanni was better than sophomore Yanni. Like that Joey McKenna match is very controversial.
Hey, I agree. I agree with that, but
And I would take Dean over Joey.
God, I will never in my life ever pick Dean. I'm sorry. I can't.
never.
No, I can't. It's against my
Against
moral
anybody?
code. Nope, I don't care. I don't care. Not doing it. I'll just be wrong.
Wow.
I'm sorry,
Wow.
dude. I was so pissed every time the dude wrestled and won those matches, just hanging on people's backs. Oh my God, it annoyed me so much.
Hey, he played by the rules, man, and got it done.
Yeah, well, when you accompany hanging on everybody's back along with getting up and not being able to wear your headgear correctly, as a two-time national champion and your headgear's falling off every time you stand up, I don't know. Man, there's just some people that just rub you the wrong way, and it was him for me.
All right, I'll go with Dean. So he was fourth in 2015 as the 14th seed, beating Le'Veon Mays but losing to Chris McCade. And then he beat Anthony Ashnault and Kevin Jack on his way for fourth. And then he lost to Devin Carter for third. Champ in 2016, beating Randy Cruz, Joey Ward, Anthony Ashnault, and Bryce Meredith to win it.
Man.
He has a hit list. He's beaten some good guys.
I agree, but I'm going Yanni just because they wrestled 2018. Then Yanni beat him.
Yeah, but we said without the danger rule.
Even without it, Yanni found a way to win. He always finds a way to win, even if it's controversial. Dude finds a way to get his hand raised. And I think a matchup wise, I mean, I think it leans Yanni's favor.
You know what else Yanni found a way to win without? An ACL in this match. Because this is the match that he tore his ACL and still won the match. And you oh my God, Jack, last time you picked junior Dean Heil over never mind.
Sophomore Yanni, but I thought freshman Yanni was better. I don't know why, but I felt like he just was more dominant.
I mean, maybe at the tournament. I don't know about during the season. I don't know.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
I'll
agree with
agree
that.
with you with the tournament. Yeah, better tournament.
I
But-
felt like he had a better tournament in freshman year. And
Yeah.
Dean, junior year, I felt like Dean could not lose. He went undefeated that season.
Hard to lose, hanging on people's
He had
backs.
a really long win streak. Dude.
Hard.
I know. He's – yeah.
I swear to
understand
God.
why
My God. If we ever get a chance to wrestle, Jack, I swear, I'm just every time you shoot in, I'm just gonna hang on your back.
you don't
That's just
want
all I'm gonna
that,
do.
Jacob.
Oh, I
Stop
want it.
talking crap.
I
get
want
on
it.
top of you, I will tear you.
I'm tempted to switch to Dean just to keep this Jacob here.
I want it so bad, Jack. You have no idea.
Jacob, stop calling me out on Twitter too. If I want to get on these cards, I want to wrestle someone that's at my weight.
Oh, man.
Hey, man. Whatever.
All right, Jacob, I didn't tell you, but we've invited a special guest. We got Dean Heil coming on right now.
I swear to God.
Dean? Oh, come on. That would be great. I wish I would have
That would
thought
be
of that
so-
beforehand.
You
That would've been
actually
perfect.
scared me there for a second.
Yeah, what would Jacob do? It'd be funny to see if he keeps that same.
Oh, dude, I'll keep it. Bring him on. Okay.
You'll still tell him that you're not picking him against anybody.
100%. It is. And again, me saying that, I'm not saying that he's not better than some of these people, obviously, but I'm saying that my moral code will not allow me to pick this man ever. I swear to God. It goes against everything that I stand for in this sport by just getting up by a freaking takedown and then just holding on. Ugh. God almighty. This annoys me.
Why?
It pisses me off.
He owns the rule set. That's great.
it
He
what?
found a loophole. He found a loophole.
This loophole, it's bullcrap, man.
Hey,
Hey,
you should talk to the people that made the rules and be mad at them, not at Dean. Come on, man.
Whatever. Whatever. I don't know. I was sitting there for the finals when he beat Meredith. I was sitting up in the crowd, and there was these like two younger guys. I mean, I say young guys, but like, you know, I guess the whole room's full of a bunch of old guys, wrestling fans. But like, there's two guys that were just hammered sitting in front of us, and they were pulling for Bryce. And the whole time, I mean, when I say hammered, like, I don't know how these guys were still awake in front of me. And they were referring to Bryce Meredith as Brad Pitt and talking about how sexy he was. And it was, you should have heard it. It was hilarious. Like screaming, "Let's go, Brad Pitt." And I don't know. It was the weirdest, funniest experience. I don't know. It was odd.
I just remembered I was in Dean Heil's bracket that year. Random
So
thought.
What'd you think of Dean when you were in his weight?
He beat me in the Big 12 finals right before that. I
Which
beat
is-
Bryce Meredith in the semis,
Dang.
and I lost to Dean in the finals. He beat me 3-2, and it was typical Dean match.
typical Dean match. Just to let you know, I would have picked you, Seth.
Thanks, man. I want.
Whatever. But so obviously I'm going Yanni here. Jack, wrestling integrity at stake, but he picks Dean Heil. Did we get the picks from Earl and Seth yet?
Yeah, I went Yanni.
All right.
Yeah, and the last time we talked about this, I kind of said what Seth did. Just, I don't care the rule set. I feel like Yanni would have pulled it out somehow.
For sure. Yeah. So Yanni takes the win, and we'll get moving on. And if Jack starts crying about it, then I guess we can we'll zoom in on his face. Or
I'm
something.
not gonna cry about it.
It's yeah. Well, 149 pounds. We have Zane Rutherford versus Zane Rutherford. So again, we're going to have to put in the runner-ups from these 2 years. And I believe, you guys correct me if I'm wrong, I believe 2018 was Sorensen.
Ronnie Perry.
Ronnie Perry, and 2016 was
2016
Sorensen.
Sorensen.
Yep.
All right. So I'm going to write that down for if people are watching us on YouTube, which I didn't do in the first one. But go ahead and kick us off,
Nice
Jack.
job, Jacob.
I know.
All right.
I'm
So,
at least I don't pick Dean Heil.
All right. When he got second in 2016, Brandon Sorensen beat Jake Soufflon and Anthony Colica in order to get to the finals, where he faced Zane and got beat by a score of 10-1. He was the second seed in a weight class that had Alec Panaleo, Le'Veon Mays, Mitch Feinsilver, Jason Surtsis, Evan Henderson, Pat Lugo. I mean, it was a pretty good weight class. Obviously, some of these guys hadn't hit their peak at this point, but yeah, Sorensen was a guy that was always number 2 to Zane, and if he was in a different era, he might be a national champ at this point.
For sure. Then on the other end of things, who's Ronnie Perry, Seth?
So this was Ronnie Perry's senior year. I don't know. Was he a couple-time All-American, or was this his first time on the podium?
This was his only time.
Yep. So one time on the podium, got second place, had a great tournament that year. And yeah, not too much about Ronnie, but yeah, he went from, I think, 141 up to 149 this year and did pretty well. His record was 32-4.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not bad at all.
I'll start us off. I've got Ronnie Perry.
All right.
I got Ronnie Perry too, because Ronnie Perry beat Brandon Sorensen in the second round of the national tournament that year, 3-2. And I think that Brandon Sorensen was the guy
I remember that.
Brandon Sorensen was that guy that was the exact same, basically, I'd say, from his freshman year to his senior year. He was super consistent, super good, but I don't think he got a whole lot better or a whole lot worse. He was just kind of right there. And so I'm going to go with Ronnie.
Yeah. And Ronnie Perry, like, he didn't get, like, Zane smashed.
Yeah.
Is how I like to call it. So
yeah,
he actually had a match with him.
Yep. So he beat Brandon Sorensen in the round of 16. He beat Jason Surtsis in the quarters. He beat Matt Klodzik in the semis, and then lost 6-2 to Zane.
It's a legit way to get there. Yeah. It's a really good run.
Wow. I didn't remember that. Like, when I think back about guys making the finals that were like surprise guys, usually you kind of look back and there was just like something that opened up for him, you know?
I think he got overshadowed with, because that was the same year of Kyle Conal, right? And the same year as, who's the dude, Tariq Wilson. I think those guys kind of stole the underdog kind of storm there, I guess.
Dude, such disrespect, man. I'm sorry. It was the guy. Oh, yeah, I wrestled him in the semis.
I forgot that. I'm bad with names, dude.
I'm kidding.
Yeah,
he was a dude.
Cannot skip over that. Seth, what was your thought going into overtime with him, with that guy that you barely remembered his name?
Dude, that was crazy. I don't know how I won that match, to be honest with you. Like, I was freaking out, honestly, because this dude was freaking tearing apart these dudes and, like, came out of nowhere. I didn't really know much about him. And then I don't ever watch film. Like, I don't watch film. And I was like, I got to watch some film. I don't know anything about this guy. And so for, like, the first time all season, I decided to watch film. And I freaking psyched myself out. And I went out there and freaking got taken down 5 times in regulation and didn't get a single takedown. So
what did you watch? What did you watch on him, though? Was it during the season, or like did you watch videos of the NCAA tournament?
Both.
Okay,
did you watch my match with him?
What's that? I think so. You beat up. No, you lost him.
Yeah, he got 4th in my ACC bracket, but I lost to him during the season at NC State.
I watched both his Cade Brock matches, because Cade Brock teched him earlier in the year, and then at nationals he beat Cade Brock by a major decision.
Yeah, he majored him. Dude, that guy was so hard to wrestle on your feet.
Yeah, he was pretty bad on the mat, but yeah, he was just so long, and he the only dude probably taller than me that I wrestled at 133, and he would just pick my leg up, and I say how he was just too tall for me to do anything.
Yeah. Freaking Dom Fories beat him like 12-0 for third at ACCs.
No way, because I wrestled Dom Fories that year and teched him in like 10.
Yeah, I majored
That's
him.
crazy, man.
That's
I
a
majored
guy.
him at that tournament.
And dude, and then he went on the backside and majored Pletcher, and he majored couple. Dude, that was an unreal run.
Yeah.
That's just a guy that has like results all over the board, like
Yeah, literally
all over the place.
But what was weird, I remember writing an article after the year because he was unseated and trying to determine whether he was fluky or not. And all the guys he lost to were really legit guys. He didn't really lose to any, backups or non-NCAA qualifiers. Everybody that beat him was pretty good. And like Jack said, that ACC that year had 4 or 5 qualifiers and was a really good weight class.
All 6 of us qualified.
All 6? Okay.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was like, why are we even here?
Yeah.
Like, we're all
Literally,
going in 2 weeks. Let's just let's leave.
I have a question, Seth. So if that match had went the other way and Tariq had made the finals, Tariq and Micic, who would you have given the nod to there?
I give Micic. That dude's people doubt him, man. He has really. I think that what helped me is we wrestled at the All-Star Classic when he was probably a little out of shape, and I kind of tore him up there a little bit, and I think that helped a lot going into the national finals. But that dude's got his technique's unreal. He's got a really high finish rate, stays in good position. I think I mean, he's an Olympian now, man. I think Micic's one of the underrated guys in the country, and I would have picked him.
Yeah,
I picked him in 2019 when he ended up getting third, but he was pretty beat up with his knee issue, so I still think he would have won that bracket healthy.
Yeah. Man, we are way down a rabbit hole. I just realized that we're not even on 133. We're on 149, and somehow we got to this. But anyways, you guys both voted Ronnie Perry. Earl, what's your vote?
Yeah, I think you guys swayed me because initially I thought that this year was probably Brandon Sorensen's best year. And I think if they wrestled, 4, 5, 6 times, I'd take Sorensen more times than Perry. But Perry did beat him head-to-head that year, and as you mentioned, those other wins he had were pretty remarkable as well. So I'll go with Perry.
Yeah, I'm gonna jump on with that. I agree 100%. I was full Sorensen, and if we're being honest, I hadn't really looked into that bracket that Perry went through very much, and so. Yeah, I'm going to go Perry as well, man. That was just a murderer's row to get to the finals, and he did it. So we just lost Jack, but we will be getting him back on here in a second. And we'll move on to 157 pounds, where yet another matchup that we've seen in the national finals, Jason Nolf of Penn State in 2018 versus 2016 Isaiah Martinez. We'll go ahead and start it off with 2018 Jason Nolf. So fill us in there, Seth.
So this was Jason Nolf's. Shoot, was this his sophomore or his first title or second title?
This is his.
Let me see here.
This is second title.
Second.
Yep.
Who are we talking about? Sorry, I just got kicked.
You're good.
Yeah, Jason Nolf, 157, and his tournament that year. This is the year he got hurt, right? And he was having a stellar season and got to count as a loss. Got took out of the Hodge race. Dude shows up at nationals like nothing was wrong with him. Tech fall, 6-1 over Crone, 6-2 over Kemmerer, tech fall over Micah Jordan, and then a 6-2 win over Hidley. So this dude just shows up, says, "Oh, my leg's good," and tears people up. So
for sure. And then on the other end of things, we do have Jack back. Jack, are you ready for
We're
IMAR
back.
2016?
Yeah, this was sophomore Isaiah Martinez. He beat Nick Bracetta, Ian Miller, and Jason Nolf to take the title. He went into that 30-minute match at Big Ten championships where they would not stop wrestling. I mean, I think this was peak Imar. This was the best Imar we saw. Maybe the only other time that was this good was probably senior year when he beat Chinzo in the Big Tens.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is the best Imar we saw, and probably one of the better Nolfs we saw too.
For sure.
Although he was unhealthy.
I'll start it off. I'm going to go Isaiah Martinez here. And it's not just the head-to-head and the matchup or in the finals this year. What I'm thinking is the most recent matchups we've seen. I know it's freestyle, it's a different style, but like we saw Isaiah Martinez versus Jason Nolf in freestyle when both of them had completed these historic college careers, and they're both kind of at their best. Again, Nolf might have been fighting a little bit of an injury or something, but Isaiah Martinez just really still put it to him in those matches. And I don't know if it is kind of like a big brother deal or what, but I think Imar just kind of has Nolf's number. And so I'm going to say Isaiah Martinez, close win.
I have a question. Who won the last match?
Imar.
No, Ronnie Perry Sorensen.
Oh,
Ronnie Perry.
Ronnie Perry won. I've got Imar as well. I think this is peak Imar, and I don't think that there's many people I'd pick against him.
Yeah. What about you, Seth?
It's a tough one for me. 2 years later, Nolf versus man.
It's definitely tough.
I'm gonna go with Nolf, man. I think this dude that year was just, I don't know. He was on something that year. The way he was. I'm going back and forth. All right. I'm just sticking with Nolf. I'm not going to talk about it. Otherwise, I'll sway myself the other way. And
all right,
I'm going Nolf.
Earl, are you going to decide it, or are you going to send it to Twitter?
I'm going with Imar.
Who won Twitter? Nolf?
Nolf.
Wow.
65.8%.
Wow.
And I don't think we can call that recency bias. I mean, there's 260 votes, and I mean, both these guys are pretty recent. But
I feel like there's always going to be a little bit of recency bias.
Yeah.
We've seen Nolf recently. We've seen Nolf do crazy things to this weight class. Just walk through it. I mean, it's amazing how him and Bo just kind of did what they wanted. I'll never forget when Bo pins this guy in the quarters. I think it was Hokit. And he like stands over him and tries to help him up. And the guy's like, get off of me, and shoves him. Yep. And Bo's like, man, I'm just trying to be like nice. Like, he just did what he wanted. Like, him and Nolf, man. But like I said, I think Imar sophomore year, we were thinking, holy crap, this is the next Jake. Like, he's going to do it.
So this was Nolf and Imar's 3 matches that year. The first one, Nolf wins by fall. The second one, Martinez wins. What's that?
It was at Illinois, too.
Yep.
Second loss for Imar.
Second one was the crazy long one and the ultimate tiebreaker. And then the last one was 6-5 at Nationals.
I remember that loss very vividly when Imar got pinned, because at that point he was completely undefeated in his college career. And people were talking about him like he's going to be the next Kale, undefeated 4-timer. He's just amazing. I remember him getting pinned, and I remember going into wrestling practice and just talking about that for like 45 minutes and not even wrestling. No. But yeah, another thing I like to, or a story that I've heard about Imar was in, I think it was the Poeta interview on another podcast. Poeta talks about wrestling Imar in his first like couple years. I can't remember if it was freshman or sophomore Imar, but it was definitely like very early on Imar. And we all know how good Poeta was, but apparently Imar was like in the locker room before, and he was about to wrestle Poeta, and he was asking a teammate like, who do you think's going to win? Like, how's this going to go? And the guy was like, oh, Poeta's going to beat the crap out of you. And Imara went in the room and just beat the living crap out of Poeta for like an hour straight. And like, while he's doing it, he's apparently looking over at his teammate while he's beating on Poeta.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. I'll never forget his like flow documentary that they did on him. And he goes, every time I went into practice, I try to just put myself in this dark place. I try to put myself in the dark place and come out. And I like, man, when I went on my run, I was like, every practice was like that. Like, I thought of like those words every single day.
Yeah, it gives me the chills every time I watch it. I'm like,
yeah, that was one of their best documentaries for sure.
Yeah.
That saying is still amazing to me.
100%. But yeah, so we got Isaiah Martinez in this matchup, and that's going to move it to 16-9. And nope, it is not, because I'm awful at taking score.
19-9.
19-9. I'm going to fix that, and we're going to move on. Vincenzo versus Deringer. Seth, fill us in on Vincenzo Joseph.
Vincenzo Joseph this year was this was his first title, correct?
No, this was second.
This is his second. All right, this is his second title. Sorry about that. He let me pull up who he beat here. In the finals this year, he beat
Imar.
Yep, thank you for that. But yeah, so second title, junior year. Nope. So he won his first two. I keep forgetting that. Dude, between him, Zane, and Nolf, those three, I would freaking get up their titles all mixed up. But Vincenzo, he was another one that was en route to be a four-timer. Won it his first 2 years. This was maybe his best year. But yeah, so that's Chenzo's second title.
Yeah. And then Alex Deringer in 2016, Jack.
This was his senior year. He majored Daniel Lewis 14-4 in the semis, and then beat Isaac Jordan 6-2 in the finals. The year before, he beat Bo Jordan, Taylor Walsh, and then the year before that, he beat Dylan Ness in the finals, and then the year before that, he was third in 2013, losing to Derek St. John in the semis. He was the Hodge winner this year, I believe, although many people thought it should have gone to Zane, and they thought this was more of like a legacy. And he left one for sure, he left a huge legacy. Three-time champ, just really dominant and everything. Like I said, I mean, he wasn't really close to getting beat this year. And he's starting to figure it out on the senior level too. I mean, every time he wrestles, he seems like he jumps levels. He was the next best guy in the world, I think, this year. So we'll see how his career plays out, but Alex Deringer.
For sure. I think Deringer on the freestyle circuit is kind of like a Dake over the last like 8-10 years. It's where he just can't seem to break into the lineup because there's like the best dude in the world right there at his spot. But yeah, I feel like as soon as he gets in, he's going to win a title. Like I have no doubt that Alex Deringer will be a world champion at some point in his career. Whenever he can break into it.
For sure.
I'm stoked to see him and David Taylor wrestle. I'm really stoked to see that one.
Yeah, I mean, Deringer is so good. And, man, this Olympic trials, whenever it happens, is going
Oxen Snyder, man.
Legend, wait for it, Derry. Like, come on.
Nice.
This is going to be the sweetest tournament ever. 57
I
kilos
agree.
alone is worth the price of admission. And then you got 74 and 86. And then Jaden Snyder. Holy crap. Gable's going to come out and just work everyone, right, Jacob?
Until he hits Mason Paris.
Oh, gosh. I still can't believe to this day you did that.
I'm standing behind
he's
it.
really sticking by it, though.
I'm sticking by it, dude.
It's like
gonna
the same
happen.
thing that Dean couldn't beat anybody, dude.
If it happens, I will record myself doing 1,000 push-ups.
Okay.
We got to start clipping all of these calls that Jacob makes
Hey.
just so we can show them later on.
No, so first of all, don't put words in my mouth. I did not say that Dean couldn't beat all of these guys.
All
I
right, you
I
said
wouldn't
you wouldn't
him.
pick Dean, which
There's
means
a
you're picking
difference.
him to lose.
It is what it is. I stand behind my everything I say, even if it ends
Hey,
up
fair
being,
enough. Hey, I like it, man. I mean, even when you say ridiculous things, you stand behind it. So
I respect that.
even if
Dumb,
Gable,
but I respect it.
I'm just like, even if Gable goes out and beats the crap out of Paris, you're not going to hear me turn it around. I'm going to keep picking him. I don't care.
Oh my gosh. Ridiculous.
I'm going to
You've got
stand
a few
behind
years
it.
of picking
Wow.
Paris, then, huh?
Hey, I'm not changing, guys. So
Oh no.
I'm not easily swayed, and
not
You're
even by
not swayed.
facts.
Have
Not
you
even
ever
by
been
facts.
swayed?
I don't care about your facts. You can have your facts.
He just goes with his gut, no
I
matter
go
what.
with my gut.
Oh, that's funny.
I got to go with
But
my
back to the matchup, I would pay money to see Vincenzo versus Derringer at their primes, but I don't see Vincenzo catching Derringer and any of his stuff. I think Derringer is way too strong, way too solid, just unbelievable. So I got Derringer. I think he handles not handles him as far as score, but I think he scores a couple takedowns and wins it. Pretty solid match.
I'm not picking against Senior Ringer.
Yeah.
It ain't happening.
Earl, what you got?
No, I'm not picking against Deerner either. I mean, Vincenzo had some slip-ups here and there. Those first 2 years. Deeringer just lights out. I think 2+ years undefeated seasons. He's not touching him.
Jacob, is your gut telling you otherwise?
No.
I feel like it.
No. I mean, everything tells me Derringer. I don't know. I was trying to stall and give myself a second to think about it more and see if anybody was even thinking about the other way. But yeah, I mean, it's got to be Derringer. Yeah. It's got to be Derringer. I got nothing else to say about it.
All right.
But Derringer takes the win, and that is going to leave it at 19-12. 2018 moves on.
It's a very small.
And I think we're getting some feedback. Somebody.
It's probably me. I'll tell him to. I'll go mute.
Oh, you're good. But 19-12, 2018 moves on. Great duel, man, and I'm excited to keep this thing moving on. Our next matchup is going to be Sunday. It's going to be 2013, the 2 seed versus the 10 seed 2007. So that's going to be a fun one, and I might have a special guest in the works for that one. It has not been 100% confirmed, but I think it is all but confirmed.
John Trench.
So you better believe if I get a chance to bring John Trench
We gotta
on the
find
show.
him. We've got to find him.
He's coming on if we ever get
Hey,
a chance.
if you're out there, send us DMs. Tell us how to find John Trench.
I think I got his number.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
We gotta get him. We
God.
got it.
We need him and to bring Hayeswinkle back on and have them talk about
Hash it out.
that. But yeah, no, that'd be cool. I'm slightly scared now that Earl's going to bring Teen Heil on at some point, but like I said, I stick by everything I say, and so it won't
Don't upset me, or it'll come out.
I will not change what I said, even in the face of a 2-time national champ. But I mean, that's pretty much it from us here, guys. Great duel, 2018 moving on, and I don't know if you guys know this, but between the 4 of us, there's 6 All-American honors. So yeah, a pretty stacked lineup of gentlemen here. But thanks again, guys, for joining the show, and we will see you next time.
Yep, we'll see you guys. Thanks for watching.
Thanks for coming.